So now it is the time for table evaluation, and please welcome Alison.
Good evening, everyone. It's me again. So I feel I'm very lucky to be on the stage because I served as a table topic evaluator instead of a table topic speaker. You know, being a table topic speaker always chilled my blood. Oh my god, that is relentless, right? So, but I think all of us table topic speakers has done a very good job today. Starting with our first one, who has already left.
Locked herself out, so she.
Okay. So her question is actually what we will do in your Chinese New Year holiday. And she says we will probably go on a trip to Philippines. Is that? Actually, her speech is a little bit short, but she's very relaxed on the stage, and her English pronunciation is very good. But I think probably it's because of her first time to be on the stage. The message is not that clear, and the speech is a little bit short. So Kayla, you may encourage her to come to Toastmasters more often. And our next speaker is Kayla yourself. You're very relaxed on the stage.
Yeah.
You have your facial expression is very good. And I love your message. You have delivered a message in your speech, which is your topic is actually what are going to spend your red pocket money, right? Mm-hmm. So this is a topic that you're not familiar with, but you have tried your best, to link up your scholarship with your red pocket money. And your message is you want to travel throughout America and all around the world. So you really got a message here, even though the time limitation is really short. Good job.
Thanks.
Our next speaker is Tone. I believe it's your first time in Toastmasters, right? Okay, it's a very good start. At least you are very relaxed on the stage and you're able to see something. You have 2 points in your speech. You said about your red pocket, even though it's not that much money, but you really like it. And you have talked about some foods in the Spring Festival, but your speech is a little bit short. So maybe next time you can extend your speech a little bit, and you can give us more details and elaborations to make your speech more touching and attractive. Okay, thank you. And our fourth speaker is Jason. His topic is what are we going to buy in the flower market in Hong Kong? I think being Jason's nephews or niece is very lucky because she's very caring about her family, buying toys for the kids. You have delivered a key message here because I can remember clearly that what you're going to do in that flower market. So one of the key points we're doing table topic sessions is that you want to make sure that you want to deliver a message, and the message is clearly delivered. And our fifth speaker is Christina. I think you have the best structure among all the table topic speakers. Yeah. Your question is, what is your favorite food for Chinese New Year? And your answer is, you start by, I love cooking. Cooking is actually one of my hobbies, which is a good beginning. You bring the audience into your speech, and then you said how you're gonna fry the potatoes, you will chop it, you will fry it, and you will add some spicy ingredients to it. You described how the dish is made. This is your main part. And in the ending, you said enjoy the whole process. You want to share foods with your friends, and sometimes you may make dinners for your family and friends, which is a very warm and powerful ending. So I think you have a very good structure: beginning, body, ending. Good job. Last but not least, we have Angela. I think your question is, do you like Chinese New Year? And you said, so will be hated. But what I like most about your table topic section is your smile. You have a very big smile on your face, which obviously light up the whole atmosphere, and you have a different dimension on red pockets. So everybody, when people talking red pocket, we're talking about, I got money, but you're talking about, I'm going to give out red pocket, which is a total dimension. And you have said you are very looking forward to celebrate Chinese New Year in Hong Kong, relate to your previous experiences in Canada or your hometown, whatever. It's a very good speech, I would say. And that's all for the speakers. In this afternoon, when I was having accounting classes, my classmates asked me a question. He asked me, hey Allison, what kind of life do you think is the coolest life? I thought for a while and I said, staying out from our comfortable zone is the coolest thing I could ever imagine. So table topic session gives us that opportunity to stay out of our comfortable zone and make us cool. So do seize the opportunity of being a table topic speaker, and we are looking forward to your participation next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Alison. And the best thing of this Hong Kong Baptist University Toastmaster Club is this is a very good place for practicing our public speaking skills. And for me, I'm very glad that I can join here and to step out from my comfort zone. To be honest, this is my first time in my entire life to be master of the ceremony. And this is challenging. And I think I'm doing the coolest thing. But anyway, because now it's time for the evaluation, and we can get more mind and get more idea on how to develop and improve our speaking skills. And now it's time for Angela Jones to evaluate Susan's speech. Thank you.
First of all, I wanted to say that you did a good job, so don't worry. I wanted to say that I loved your use of humor at the beginning by relating how everyone mentioned your height when they first meet you. I liked how it led into your main theme of your speech, which is basketball. And I also did like your organization of your speech by first introducing yourself and using that lead-in to your story. So it also led into a past story, and then you brought it back to a present occurrence that just happened 2 weeks ago. And then I did also wanted to say that you looked a bit nervous at the beginning because you always moved your left leg towards the back and looked down a lot, but that can be improved if you come up to stage a little more. And then I also did notice that you brushed your hair back a lot, which I also do, don't worry. I also wanted to say that the title is a bit weird. Your title is Keep Life Burning, and I feel like that's something that's not said in English, or usually not used in English, keep life burning. So I kind of wanted to tell you, like, maybe you can consider, because you talked about your team's morale, so maybe keep the fighting spirit or something like that. It's just, in English, we don't really say keep life burning. And then also, from the workshop, you learned that we can use a stage four, so maybe when you were talking about dribbling the ball, you could go like that or go across the stage. And then lastly, I just wanted to say that I really liked your strong voice. You didn't start out off quiet or end off quiet or anything. You kept us strong voice throughout the whole speech, and you also did use the most of your time wisely. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Angela. As PC just said, being natural on stage is one of the most critical points for a public speaker. But for us, we know it's hard to really be natural. I think one point we can do better is just to communicate and really talk to your friends. Just treat the audience as your friend, and you won't feel nervous while you're chatting with your friend, right? So I think we can bear in mind as well. So we will welcome the next evaluator, Joyce, who is evaluating Kayla's speech. Thank you.
So good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm Joyce, and hopefully I'm soon going to be a member of this club.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Kayla on her first project. Give her a round of applause. Well, I'm sure as a native English speaker, you have a lot of chances to communicate in English with a group of people, whether with your friends or perhaps in your project.
Okay, English is good, right?
Yeah, very good. Very fluent. Pronunciation is perfect.
Yeah, sounds like American.
I would love to learn how you get that accent from you. So yeah, it was very nice to listen to. Everyone enjoyed it, I'm sure. It was very conversational. That's a very important part of public speaking, especially in Toastmasters, because we're not about standing up here and giving a very formal speech. We're about conversating with the conversing with audience. So that was very nice. And looking back at the objectives of the project, one, it was about being able to begin speaking with an audience and to discover speaking skills and skills that you need to improve on. So that's what I mostly marked for your evaluation. Firstly, like I said, your speech was conversational. It was very lively. It was fun. You had a smile throughout most of your speech, and it was entertaining because you talked about things that perhaps we as people living in Hong Kong, we are not very aware of. But you as a foreign student would like to pick things up on like Chinese New Year and all the public transportation. It was nice listening about it from a different perspective. For things you need to, for things you can improve later on in your speeches, because I'm sure your communication skills are already perfect. So I would like to go more on the Toastmaster delivery skills that I picked up on from before. First thing for your title, 5 things I've never done before. That is a bit lengthy for a project topic. Perhaps you can go on things like 5 things. First, because it would raise a lot of expectations from the audience. When we as audience see that your topic is 5 things, they'll start to wonder what 5 things is she going to talk about. And that will build up a very nice anticipation. For all speakers, topics should be kept as short as possible. That would be a very nice change. And also, I think that you don't actually need to come up here and use your 6 minutes you don't need to use your first 30 seconds to talk about how this is going to be your first speech and all that. So, because it is your first speech, we all know that. But you are also on the stage, and when you are on the stage, this is like, you can play around, you can even sleep here, or like lie here for 30 seconds and just say nothing, and that will be part of your speech. So this is your area. You can do whatever with it. You don't have to explain anything. Yeah. And talking about stage, PC Chan actually also mentioned about how you can use the stage more. You were standing a bit more here. I know because it's actually the center. But you can also move around and talk to people over here. You talk to people over there, like what you mentioned just now. And also for your 5 points, it would be better if you can think of a abbreviation or something to link up these 5 points to make the audience remember what these 5 points are, because I only got 4. So that was
I tried, but I think it wasn't as well organized.
yeah. So yeah, it could be something considered for your next speeches. And also, the whole thing would be a lot more complete if you had a message at the end, because just now it just felt like, okay, that's it. So maybe next time you can just say things like, so yeah, try a bit more and experience Hong Kong in a way that you would never have before. And that would be some sort of conclusion to it. That would make it a little bit better. So yeah, congratulations on your first speech, and I'm looking forward to your next speeches. Thank you.
for curiosity, so is human nature. And for us, the topic speaker, remember to make our topic stunning and short. All right. And we now invite our last evaluator, Jason, who is evaluating William's speech.
Hello everyone, see you again. And William, I think William is a natural speaker, and I don't think I'm eligible to evaluate him. But I think we can learn something from him. So I'm going to talk. How did he perform for his speech? So initially, he had very good interaction with the audience. He asked questions and he responded to the audience. And also, he has very clear structure. And for example, he has introduction and body as well as conclusion. For his body, he talks about the demand side, the supply side, and also the political situations which lead to a slump in the oil price. And also, he used those cohesive devices, such as let's move on. And after considering the demand and supply side, another major reason is what. And it's very easy for us to follow his speech. And also, he has very natural and good gestures. And I think he only writes. Another part is he only writes several words in the note card, and I think he completely memorized his whole speech. That's amazing too. Remember, 5 minutes long speech is not possible for me. And yeah, that's all I want to share. And
anything I can improve? It's not gonna be too nice. You don't want me to improve, right? That's your main purpose.
Maybe you can change your tones when you speak. You can stress on some words. And also, maybe you can link the oil to our daily life. It sounds like the topic is, I know oil is very close to our daily life, but you may have to show it in your speech, maybe because of the slump in the oil price, we may fly. The air ticket may be cheaper, right?
Okay. You suggest it in the room to me already. Thank you, boss.
Thank you, Jason. And now is the time report by Cindy.
Alrighty, so I kept track of how long your speeches were, and here's the breakdown per person. So in general, for the table topic speakers, it was about a minute long, which is alright, but you could add more details to try to make it longer. So you can see the shortest one was 37 seconds, and Jason did really well at about a minute and a half. And for the prepared speakers, you all did very well. Fell in between the time limit between 5 and 7 minutes and between 4 and 6 minutes. So you guys did excellent. And that is the time for your speeches. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then it comes to grammar mistake and grammar improvement from Jack.
Woo.
Hi guys, so I'm not really here, there are different types of grammarians out there. I know some of the grammarians are probably much better than me. I hate reading when I was young, and I hate writing, so I actually suck at finding grammar errors and stuff. But what I can do is, since I can entertain people, so I would know the styles of how you do your punchlines, or how you develop your storyline. I'd say I'm a pretty good storyteller, maybe not.
Yes.
But so I'll try to evaluate the table topics and the speech in terms of your usage of creativity. First of all, this was relentlessly not used at all. It was not used at all. So
I used that once.
oh my god.
I used that.
See, I was like, oh, Yeah, see, I was testing you. I'm kidding, but I do encourage everyone. Thank you, Allison, for pointing that out. But try to use whenever we have words of the day, so we could use it even more because it helps. Maybe with some of your words. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Also, so let's get into. So let's start with the table topics session. It was, to be honest with you, I find it really hard to listen and write at the same time. I'm a guy. As you know, guys don't multitask a lot. Oh, you're sexist. Not really. But I can't multitask. But anyways, I'll try to share with you guys some points. Number one, the usage of and then, so, a lot of times. I think it's more of an counters thing. But I think when you're developing a speech or when you're doing your speech, if you use a lot of this and then, so and so forth, these fillers actually makes your speech a little bit boring. Because you go into a certain sentence structure that goes subject, verb, then conjunction, and then subject, verb, conjunction, subject, verb, conjunction. What happened is the retention of the people listening tends to, somehow I know what's going to happen next, They get bored, you lose your attention, you lose your power, your speech is not that powerful anymore. Second, we repeat stuff. I think they call it a bird running around the bush. Was that?
Beating around the bush.
Beating around the bush. Thank you very much. So what? you. But what does this mean? I'm going to give an example. This is not the accurate example, but this is an exaggeration of example. I'm going to use, I think this is Jason's speech. I think he said I like buying toys for the kids. So I went to the flower store to buy toys for the kids. So when I go home, I'll give the toys to the kids. So you repeat the whole thing over and over. But in the first sentence, they already know. You get toys for the kids. I get it, right? You repeat that a lot, you lose the power of the thing. It's the same thing as selling something. If you were in the TV, you were watching, let's say, the Super Bowl, and you saw the KFC commercial 5 times in a row, you're just going to off it, or I'm just going to watch YouTube or something else, right? You lose the retention. So it's the same thing with speeches. If you beat around the bush too much, there's no bush at all, because you whack the bush too much, right? Okay, and then, okay, I think I'll go to the speech now, to the 3 speakers. First one is, I'd say, Susan. Yeah, so the power of words comes in with tone and how slow or how fast you punch your buzzwords. So when you were talking, you were going into a very, very fast pace. So as you go, what happens is, to be honest, I got lost in the middle because it was so fast. You're like a wave, right? Now, if you're a surfer, if it's too much small waves and you get those waves, you're a boring surfer, right? You're like, whoa. But you gotta wait for this big waves, so you gotta ride those big waves. So my point is that when you're trying to develop your speech, you can go fast, but when you're going into a very important point, yeah, you slow down. So everyone's like, la 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 la. And they'll turn oh, what's that word, right? So that might help. I'm not sure if it's a grammarian's role, but whatever. I think one thing is plurality and singularity. Units, unit, attractive, I don't know, sorry, wrong word. Well, there is attractive and attractiveness, it's not plural and singular, but the usage, we should identify when are we supposed to use singular words and plural words. So it might be the verb, the direct object, maybe the noun or whatnot, but you have to have a really good sentence, subject, verb agreement structure. Yeah. And then, I like the word of dwindling. I'm not sure who said dwindling, but I think that you did. Yeah. So usage of other words, because I don't know, I'm a native speaker, but there's some words you just don't use a lot in public. So when you use it in a speech, you use a very different word. You can get off guard, whoa, dwindle, right? Then you search Google, Siri, what's dwindle? But I know, good words help you retain the speech, gets more interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my grammar report.
Okay, almost come to an end, and before we back home, let's invite Gary for the general evaluation.
so first of all, I like it, especially for this club, for the way you hold everything on time. So you have been punctual all the way through, owing to your good performance of the TME of tonight. So very well. Yeah, especially I'm impressed because I know that he's not yet a member. Okay,
Yeah.
wow, that's wonderful. And that's a really tough job to take on board because he has to take care of all the logistics and make sure that everybody feels at home. So as a matter of courtesy, I would suggest the TME to invite the guest of honor of tonight, which is, our lovely Mr. PC Chan at the back, our great speaker. So, also, well, besides acknowledging the effort of the guest of honor, he would also introduce his background so that people get to know him more instead of having him himself talking about his background, where he's from, what he's working, and what's his profession, that kind of stuff. Number two, for all facilitators in the future, you gather, explain the objectives before speeches are made. Okay, so people know what to expect, and the evaluator will find it an easy job to give the comments afterwards. And as a Toastmaster of the evening, of course you have to bring in the theme of today, which is Lunar New Year, as well as the word of today, the relentless. Okay. And my suggestion, in order to fill your speeches in between to bridge the gaps with the Lunar New Year elements, maybe you can teach the room of audience some of the key greetings that we will use in Lunar New Year. Yeah, because for example, you can teach them a phrase or two to fill the gaps. So that because especially we've got a room of expert students, so I think they will be interested in picking up a phrase or two so that they can beat each other like 恭喜發財, wishing you good health and fortune. Okay, 恭喜發財, okay? That sounds like 發財, that is actually a type of food instead of greeting. Okay, you can follow this. Okay, so if the room is filled with laughter, you will wake people up. Okay? And for our lovely president, 6 hours of lecturing. So then our lovely president, she's been really trying hard to sell membership. So she's been really encouraging in inviting new members or members yet to be to the club. And so that's a very good point to note. And another point, so in case if you want to pass on message during the meeting, instead of standing up and shout aloud your message, so you would just pass a secret note to the TME so that he could facilitate logistics or maybe swapping with the tasks on the schedule. Okay, so it's great. And then moving on to all the speakers for the table topics. I know that's kind of frustrating to find an envelope without any money. So I do hope the tabletop master will come up with pocket money, the live scene money inside pockets. No, I'm just kidding. Even without the money, you can customize the experience so that after they go home, that will make the experience memorable. For example, you can simply put some chocolate gold coins into each envelope so that they could enjoy that after they've made a speech. So that probably spikes up their speeches a little bit, maybe, or at least push up the cholesterol level, maybe. And as we have learned from Mr. Chen, when you're giving table topics, probably you're really nervous. So try not to rub your hands and play with your hair, and then try to move your legs from back and forth. Okay, so that, like having dance move on the stage, especially. Just now, lots of you have mentioned about stage presence, moving from the left to right. But make sure you don't stand like what I'm doing now. Try to avoid standing under the lights of the projector. Otherwise, your face will get really ghastly, like greenish, yellowish. Yeah, that doesn't look pretty on camera. So try to stay a little bit away from that. You may still move, but try to stay away from the lights. We Chinese girls, we love to have whitened face. Yeah, so we powder ourselves a lot with cosmetics, makeup. And in case the stage makes lots of noise, so you may simply get closer to the audience. It doesn't mean that you have to walk next to them and pat on the shoulders, but you may avoid the stage if it's making too much noise. Okay. And about the use of word of the day, and none of you have picked on that. And for my example, I would use Susan's examples on playing basketball. So you say, my team relentlessly strive for championships for years. So yeah, that works, right? And in case, so if you can't think of anything to say, so you may simply smile, give yourself a minute or a second or two, because a smile can sail a million ships. Okay? if not being flirty, so at least you're trying to be inviting, so people will give you a chance to listen to you. And for the table topics for tonight, they are quite challenging because they are all questions. And when you answer the questions, you tend to answer yes or no, or just simply give people one or few examples, then you can't fill up that 2 minutes of allowance. What I would suggest is that besides answering to those questions literally, you will go deeper and try to explore the symbolic meaning behind those questions. For example, I think Christina has done a very good job talking about tomatoes. But if you can go a little bit further, saying that for the dish of tomatoes, that symbolize our family reunion and solidarity within our family members. So that will give people a sense of what Chinese culture is like back home. Okay. And I love it also for Kayla's speech, talking about cultural shock towards the end, the table topics. We would love to hear a little bit more about what your friends would say about Hong Kong. Yeah, saying like Hong Kong people would eat weird stuff like cow's testicles. Yeah, kidding. I used to study at Boston. Yeah, I used to stay in Boston, and people did have rumors like those. So you may have to clarify that to your friends when you go back home later on. And for the evaluators, yeah, I love the sandwich approach that you have used throughout the night. So you have been really encouraging, giving people compliments, like Angela's compliments are really encouraging and inviting. I love it the way you have been really supportive. And she has highlighted the strength of the speaker, the key points, and also some of the nice gestures used by the speaker. And she then gently touched upon the weaknesses of the speaker and give constructive feedback, so that is great. And I love it when Joyce infused a sense of humor in her evaluation. And for Jason, who evaluate who's speaking?
William.
Yeah, who evaluate William's speech? Well, he has a daunting task in the sense that the topic of a drop in whole price, I find it really technical. So when you are being asked to evaluate a technical topic, so first of all, you have to remind the speaker to drop all the jargons and abbreviations. Yeah, I think that will help us understand the topic more. And for William, if you know a topic well, try to simplify and relate it to your real life. Okay? Okay. And I like it for Jared's speech because he's really dynamic. So everybody wakes up in the middle of the night. Yeah. People start yawning in the back, I noticed. But he's been really lively. And he has given really nice comments on how to build around a scene for a story. And I would love to hear from him about his personal story too. Hopefully I will draw by in the future. So thank you very much for having me tonight.
Thank you, Harry, for the perfect demonstration of public speaking. And now it's time to invite Alison to make a closing remark.
I can't report you.
I apologize for missing the
report.
Yeah.
So we will wait for our content first to be on the stage. Give us a report.
Thank you very much. I just want to go home. Just call me here and anyway. Okay. So overall, actually, all of you is very good. Yes, the sun is no more than 100 times, so it's very good for you guys. So let's give you a big hand first. So let me first start with this hope. So because I just missed his or her past, so I really feel sorry about her. So is hope here? Maybe she thinks it is hopeless. Okay. And for Kayla, I think she's really great because she can pronounce zeros unnecessary sounds. So
Wow!
And actually, I think you guys have a common unnecessary sound is and just like this. It is common sounds. And actually, Jason, Christine, Angela, and William is not bad because they can control work no more than 10 times. And also for Kayla number 2, because I just say that you are the best and I don't want to hurt you. And for Tom and Susan, I think you guys don't need to worry about that because I think you know what games we're playing today. What is it? What is it? You know, Jarek? The word of the day.
Oh, really?
Relentless, because they know today they can show their relentless signs today.
Unstoppable. Yeah, don't worry about it. Actually, I made 18 times about unnecessary sound in my first speech.
18
I only made
times.
2 this time.
Relentless
So
sounds
you
because
can improve this time.
Yeah, really. So overall, I think you guys are good and just pay attention to the unnecessary sounds. Just it will really affect how you deliver the speech. So that's all.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Our new friends, thank you so much for coming today. I mean, be a part of us. Try to experience the atmosphere. Actually, not be even projector. Am I looking straight here? Okay, and thank you, my old friends. Thank you for your support all the time being. And